to fade the latest trend. We talk it out from end to end. And if you've got something to share, pick up the phone, we'll take you there. Oh, Target with Francis Pierre, live at noon, Monday to Thursday. We're there on 91.9 and 91.5. Join the talk, we keep it live. Yeah, on Target's here. Socio topics, breaking news, different voices, different views. It's your chance, come take the mic. 442-175, that's right. Oh, don't miss a beat. Real FM's where real minds meet. From the street to the studio seat.
Yeah, so we start over? Yes, so we welcome to our program. I don't know if you heard welcome twice. Welcome to our program on Real FM 91.9, 91.5. We're also on We Nice FM 94.9. The number to call is 442-0175. We maintain we must not bury our head in the sand. We must never do that. We are not ostrich. And we have to be prepared to harvest what we sow. Now, a number of countries in the world wish they had what we have. We have a democratic process. We go to election and we vote for the government of a choice. The winner takes it all. But the government have a duty to respect the views of the minority. Yes, caller, welcome. Yes, caller, welcome. Caller, you there, go ahead. I don't know if you're listening to your radio in the back. And if you do, you have a delayed broadcast. So just try again. We must not be afraid to engage in discussion. Now, a lot of politicians don't like you to ask them too much of challenging questions. And the supporters of the political party tend to be very protective of them. And members of the opposition tend to go after the government. That helps balance. It helps us as a people to get our government to walk the straight and narrow. And that's what you want. Every time an election comes, a new government should do better because they can benefit from the mistakes of the past government and they should do better. Every time a new government comes, they should do better. Now, this present government start up and they change the policy where they claim that information is based upon need to know. So obviously, the opposition members, the independent-minded people in the country would be asking questions. It's only a fair game. You said information is based upon need to know. Well, who need to know? So we ask questions. But the government do not want to answer the questions because if they answer, it will embarrass them. And the supporters are verbally aggressive and militant with the hope they would silence the people who ask the question. It's very clear. Look at what was done to Jenny Simon. They used drones to intimidate Jenny Simons, to shut up. They were not successful. So they try other means, maybe burying her in the court based upon technicality. Sometimes you know you cannot win. You had this individual who fought the government of Grenada. The government of Grenada did not defend the case. Gregory Bowen took him on. He brought up a number of countries, including Israel. And some of them forged settlement with him rather than going to court. So it could be same strategy that is used here. The government is using financial strangulation by discontinuing advertising on radio station they selected and encouraging NDC members not to advertise on those programs. Encouraging the companies. And government could force companies, because companies is about business. And they don't like too much confrontation with government. So government could force those companies not to advertise with particular station, particularly Real FM. But that didn't stop. Government continued to go after other individuals through the satellites and other bodies in the country like Nutmeg Association and Cocoa Association. I have always said that these commodity boards are acting more like agents of the NDC. And I'm afraid that even Public Workers Union seems to be intimidated into taking actions against individuals on behalf of the government. We must not bury our head in the sand. And we must be prepared to reap what we sow. We have had experience with the coup d'etat experiment in 1979-1983. Maurice Bishop deceived the people. He justified. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Yes, my brother, go right ahead.
My brother, what I learned in these days is that the NDC had to fight America and the NMP. The CIA and them joined up with the NMP to fight the NDC. So the NDC had two battles fighting, one with America and one with the NMP. But NDC go win because what they're doing, they're making a little vex. They're making the United States want to mash up Grenada because they want to make Grenadians slaves. They want to make them Yankees. The Yankees want to make us the slaves. You can't talk in this country. If you speak with every person, you should say that. Right from that, say, you rather take your passport and go before you give up the Cuban. The finance minister said the same thing. But every person telling me shouldn't say that. You can't speak. What kind of country are you building? Are you wicked? The United States wicked. We know the United States nothing. These people want to come and tell us what to say. We can't say that. You can't say this. I never heard stupidness as that. And all you talk about democracy. What kind of democracy go come and tell you? You can't say that about the United States. We are independent country. Because you have power, you just want to destroy this small rock. And the NMP, they join with the NMP to crucify the people of Grenada. Why against them? And you're talking about a free country, already developing the most wicked state in this country. I only trying to say you don't have nobody in this country to fight, but America going down. They could never survive the next 5 years. They're going down. They could do Grenada what the hell they want, they're going down. You see, just now you go see they don't have no, the dollar have no value again. They're going down. Take that. They're going to keep on and go bring you. You have a good day.
Yes, my brother. It's interesting discussion. We must be able to do issues. Yes, caller, welcome.
Afternoon, Mr. Pierre. How are you?
Great man, good man.
Everything is okay?
Yes, man. Good
Well,
mood too.
I find you just keep this man on the phone too long. I heard somebody complain about it yesterday, and Mr. complain about it. And I find you just keep these people on the phone too long. They're blocking other people from calling. If this man and Deacon just meet where they had to meet and Deacon paying him, let he go ahead with Deacon and forget Miss Pierre. Yeah, because I know Miss He and Miss Pierre doesn't meet anyway. But if he in the category with Deacon and they know where they just meet and Deacon paying him, let him take his money and tell him, shut up, don't call Miss Pierre name. Have a good day.
Yes, scholar. Now, those issues are big issues. Those issues are very big issues. Grenada is an independent country, and Grenada could say what they want to say. But you must be prepared to harvest what you sow. You cannot bury your head in the sand. And your foreign ministry have to sometimes be very diplomatic how they deal with people stronger than them. You have the United States of America on one side, and in our case, you have Cuba on one side, and Russia. Cuba is a satellite of Russia. United States and Cuba is at war. Technically, they're at war. The war they're fighting is not with guns blazing. The United States have an economic embargo on Cuba for over 60 years. The Democratic Party in recent times is more lenient on Cuba than the Republican Party. If you go to Cuba with a US dollar, once you go through the system, 30% tax is placed on that US dollar. And if you go to Cuba and you don't want your passport stamped, they would not stamp it. So the United States of America would not know you go in Cuba. Now, when small countries as ours end up in big people play, we have to be tactful. We have to be diplomatic. And we have to put Grenada's interests in the forefront. Dr. Keith Mitchell renewed the relationship with Cuba after the 1983 collapse. And there was a time when Cuba was very angry with Grenada and voted against Grenada in the international community. At one time, Cuba wanted to get on in the Caribbean tourism grouping. Dr. Keith Mitchell renewed the relationship with Cuba, and it did not anger the United States of America. This is not about right and wrong. Who right and who wrong? War is never right. It's never moral. It's never justified. It's never good. But sometimes it is necessary. So our foreign minister in Grenada has not been very tactful. The NDC policy seems to be very aggressive. And it resulted in the anger of the United States of America. And we in Grenada have to be careful with our love-hate relationship for America. And let me tell you why I say that. Grenada economy, the pillars of Grenada economy, in my opinion, is tourism. St. George's University. St. George's University by itself, with its auxiliary support system, contributes 20% of the GDP. That is significant. Tourism, remuneration. When Grenadians, I think that is the word, remuneration. When Grenadians send back money home to the relatives, to the girlfriend, to the boyfriend from the US, that is a significant amount. The sale of passport. We are selling passport on the international market, but United States could seriously interrupt that. And we sell some agriculture products. Grenada is the only country in the region that can sell sauce-up, fresh sauce-up, to the US market. We also send fish. And there are 40 or more than 20, let me say more than 20 other agriculture products we can sell to the United States of America, including pepper. So our economy is very tied to the United States market, not to Russia, not to China, not to Cuba, not to Indonesia, not to Iraq or Iran, to the United States market. So when our leaders speak, they're not speaking for their own interests. They're speaking in the interests of Grenada. Their personal opinion and their personal belief don't count. When they speak, they must speak in the interests of Grenada. And if the Minister of Finance don't do that, don't know that, then he is not a good Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Because the Minister of Foreign Affairs is practically the mouthpiece of the government. The Prime Minister of Grenada, Deacon Mitchell, is the de facto Minister of Foreign Affairs. We in Grenada must not bury our head in the sand. If the United States of America put restriction on travel of government officers, public officers, government ministers, it could have a very negative consequence on Grenada. United States could go further. They could put tax, tariff on anything coming to Grenada. So even money that come to Western Union, and we need the US dollar, could be affected. And if it affects Grenada, it would adversely affect the ECC dollar. So this is not about emotion. This is not about love of Cuba. This is of being practical, realistic, understanding, and be aware that you did not go in politics to seek your personal interests. Now let me deal with Grenadians on a whole. We have a number of Grenadians. Yes, scholar, welcome. Go right ahead, Gren. Yes, scholar.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, go ahead.
How you doing, sir?
Good man. Good man.
I like a topic you start with it. A nice topic you start with, but and then about a lot of people forgetting that, and you're reminding people now because I mean I know that, but you're reminding a lot of people because during 4 years and a half of revolution, we didn't have tourism. Them Yankee them stop coming with place. Right? We couldn't sell nutmeg. We couldn't sell cocoa. We couldn't sell fish. And I love when you raise that point. And within all that, Dr. Mitchell, in all that thing with the Yankees and then getting on, the man going Cuba, The man going Cuba and get Fidel to come to Grenada. You remember that big rally in Tanti when the Grandmaster come through? Yeah. So Mr. Pierre, that nice topic he did. That nice one. I would like for you to lobby more on it. Yeah.
Yes,
we are in the country already.
Thank
you.
You
Have to know that.
Yeah.
So how them boy them going to know? They don't want passport. I look at the visa. Yeah. You only come in, let them come and go bury them in the sea, you know?
Yeah.
He can speak in Spanish, them and that what them trying to say they know, you know. Can you listen thing about visa? That mean they don't want the Yankee visa again, you know what going on there? And then the Yankee go scrap the CBI program. I was saying from the start because I tell them man the CBI program is more weak than tourism. I don't know that. It and tourism is in the same basket. Right? And when the Yankee ready, the Yankee go scrap the CBI. They go scrap it clean. Thank you, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, we must able to discuss these issues. We don't have to get emotional of all issues. We don't have to take with sword and jump on Cuba's side or jump on America's side. We have to seek Grenada's interest. What is Grenada's interest in this here? Now, we have a love-hate relationship with America. All Grenadians, or the majority of Grenadians, would like to go to America. The same people go in America, cussing America. When the United States of America, or Europe, or England, or France, or Mexico, or Costa Rica give us scholarship, we don't making no noise about it. Yes, scholar, welcome. Mr. Pierre? Yes, scholar. Let's discuss. Let's start normally as a normal person. So you not find a normal this morning? Let me tell you something. Right now in Grenada, right? In the next 3 years' time, all money will be going to the Barbados exchange. We don't using Yankee money just now. In next time, we are using Yankee money. We sign an agreement with the African Bank. So the Grenada Development Bank, the Grenada Bank, the Grenada Bank, not the Development Bank, but Grenada Bank. They signed up with the African Bank already. I'm sure you didn't know that. They signed up to have money transfer to the bank and everything. The banking system already arranged. So when America does that coming out of the picture. So we're going to Africa. Africa is a broad. And any American who want to make us slave, we will never stand for that. We rather dead before it comes to Yankee slave. Never. We rather go back in Africa and catch you backside than to become Yankee slave. They feel well, they fight us and they beat us. So they have us as the pan. They could do us what the hell they want. You talk about, you can't speak in Grenada for the hell you. Forcing the Kenya community. You can't speak in your house. You have to be careful. This Yankee pan and them. They'll get it. You see Canada right now. They are under world pressure. That's the end of it for Canada, for them. Canada don't have nothing past the port. They're taking direct thing. Anything come from Thailand and New South Wales, other places among them, they're not passing through the United States first. They're going direct to Cuba, to Canada. So Canada is going to have it up there because they're boycotting America. Listen to me. When in the next few years, when you hear this trade come on stream, when you have a direct flight from Africa to come to the Caribbean, without going in America, what the hell are you going to do? That time, the trade go come direct from America, from Africa, Liberia and Ethiopia and them places, and come direct to Grenada. Not Grenada, to Barbados. And from Barbados, go distribute to the whole Caribbean. We don't want America trade. America is producing nothing right now.
Thank you.
All I do know is you receive it from Canada. Canada, there's a Canada thing here. But right now, Canada give them everything because Canada is the free port. They're boycotting them now.
Thank you. And you see how you laugh? I wonder if you genuinely believe what you're saying there. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr.
Yes, my brother. I wonder.
Sometimes I just have to feel sorry for us.
I wonder if you really believe. Pierre. I like the laugh, You see this laugh there?
Yeah.
When he say that, as if you're writing something. You don't believe that?
But these are serious laugh you're laughing.
Well, yeah, this laugh. When he laughed there, I know you don't believe what he said there.
Jesus Christ. Sometimes I just wonder about uncle. He does ask where we bring it, if we bring it, we bam, and if we just sit down on it.
You see, we have to be
our leaders. Tell him that. I wouldn't want to tell him that. But at the same time, let us look at it. The holistic thing of our country. America could give us, if America put heavy restriction on us, could we stand it as a small country? We cannot able to withstand the pressure if America could go to put pressure on us. So we have to be sensible. You understand? You think Africa could save us? You think these other countries could save us? No, okay. We exporting things. Are we exporting it out to Africa? Are we exporting it to Cuba? Where else are we exporting it? To the United States of America. If America go to pull out the university, 25% of our GDP will be pulled out from Grenada. That will be serious blow for Grenada. Look, sometimes we have to think before we speak. And sometimes I don't hear you say, Mr. Pierre, about the story of the mashup of the revolution. What mashed up the revolution? And they say young, inexperienced, arrogance, and lack of institutional knowledge. So we have to be very careful. That is why when Dr. Mitchell say, leave the country in safer hands. Grenadians, we did not listen, and we see we biting the hot stone now. And you're hearing how these guys are speaking with arrogance. It's like they don't care. It's like I make you hate America for what they do, and they think that is good politics. That is not good politics, and that is not good decision making. At the end of it all is bread and butter people want on the table, especially poor people. And when we can't get the bread and the butter, what's going to happen? Grenada might come just as Haiti. You see the crime will be on the rise and all that kind of thing. Kidnapping and all this kind of thing. We got to be careful in decision making. And this thing is not about party. This thing is about country you're saving. Don't try to save your party and sink this country. And I want more people to come out and speak out against this thing. Let us get the government on alert and change their mind about this thing and shake hands with America and get help to fight this solution.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, the government have to seek Grenada's interests, not Cuba's interests. Grenada's interests. When it was convenient for for Cuba, they objected to Grenada. Cuba has been helpful to us, but we have to be tactful. And Kit Mitchell has clearly shown that you could deal with Cuba and deal with the United States of America. Kit Mitchell has shown that. He renewed the relationship with Cuba. Castro came to Grenada, and yet Kit Mitchell did not anger the Americans. But it appears that Grenada has become in the spotlight again in America's foreign policy. You remember the Minister of Agriculture saying, they're selling passport once you're a human being. He said, if you're a human being, we're selling passport. Well, they found a lot of Russians are human beings. And they sold passport to them. We don't know if they was invited to that meeting with the American, I don't know if it's Foreign Minister Romero or Hoyo. And they didn't go, and they was not invited. But we saw them beating their chest unnecessarily in a very undiplomatic manner, daring and challenging Uncle Sam. And this is not Uncle Sam under Biden. This is Uncle Sam under Donald Trump. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Mr. Pierre,
Yes.
the CIA and the FBI know that members of the military council playing a big role in any government, you know. So you give them pressure.
You're the back in charge.
Yes, and America will give them pressure. He wrong. Prime Minister Dickon, you're wrong to bring them born them there.
But
You got to play with the CIA. Dickon will play you forget them CIA.
But did
CIA, FBI, no.
maybe them that bring Dick in.
Yeah, it could be a lot in truth.
I always ask who sent him.
Yeah. Sometimes it could be the CIA bring him. Yeah. Because he had to know that the CIA know that he have a lot of members of the military council in bed with him. You understand? Respect.
Yes, well, it seems so. We cannot bury our head in the sand. If the neighbor say, the neighbor don't tell you, but the neighbor say, your child going to school with knife, why you going to ignore it? You going to cuss the neighbor? If the boy going to school with knife, he either kill a student or they take the knife from him and beat him up and kill him. If the neighbor say, your daughter going to school with a change of clothes, it could well mean when she go to school, she changing she clothes and she going and pick cotton. So you can bury your head in the sand. When a politician come to you and tell you he in a movement or in progressive, you have to ask question. What type of economy would you be pushing in Grenada? Would it be central planning? Would you close down Real FM? Would you lock up Jenny Simon? Would you shut up the mouth of those who speaking? Because that is the track record of the progressives and the communists in our country. And they're very active, they're very subtle, and they're on the rise. They are not coming out plain and tell you what the position is. They're riding on a cars. How could you bury your head in the sand? You have the power to choose the government you want. You're more fortunate than Iran, than the people of Iran. They can't choose the government they want. The people of Gaza, they don't choose Hamas. Hamas is using the people of Gaza as human shield. They kidnap a number of Israelis. They have them underground. And they firing gun and the people dying, and they're using the people as propaganda. But you can't blame the people of Gaza. They didn't choose Hamas. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hello, good day, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my sister, welcome.
Well, I call earlier.
Yes, that's important.
Yes. Mr. Pierre, interesting program. Now, I must say, I witnessed the fall of the revolution. Yeah? And that morning was a real massacre. They was saying, the army was saying, if you go outside, curfew. If you go outside, you're going to be locked up, shoot on sight. And that darkness over Grenada, it still haunts many of our people today. And when former Prime Minister of Dominica, Eugenia Charles, and Tom Adams from Barbados, when they work with the American government to bring about that peacekeeping force in Grenada, many of the people and the majority of the people in this country welcome that with President Ronald Reagan of the United States. People could go back down in their history and read about those things. And the work of that good Prime Minister of Dominica and Barbados, help build this country from this disaster with the help of the Americans, yes, to bring back democracy in Grenada. They had set up an interim government by who it was?
Buffett.
Yes. And then in 1984 was the elections, and Hubert Blaise party, NNP, won 14 seats, I think, and GLP won with Marcel Peters. And that's where the democracy start flowing in this country. So I just want people to read and be aware of the history, learn, especially the younger generation. And that was a real deal. And when every year, October, from that time, was real problems in Grenada. Because who asking for the bodies and who that and who in jail, and it wasn't a nice thing. It was very, very, it was difficult. And I should give Dr. Kit Mitchell, former Prime Minister, all praises for bringing about and restoring peace, reconciliation, and unity. And when you talk about Africa, the South African people, because when Nelson Mandela came from prison, many people thought blood would have flowed Soweto. But instead of that, he called for peace, reconciliation, and unity. And that's where Dr. Mitchell, with people like Desmond Tutu and many others, many of you know the history and will let the younger generation knows about it. So that's where the peace, reconciliation, and unity. I know Sister Brenda Hood is alive and she can testify to that, and many others, even Father Sean. So I want to tell people we have to be grateful to the American people and also to the Cuban people. May God bless you.
Yes. You see, we must know. We can't bury our head in the sand. We must not get tricked. Maurice Bishop was such a great orator, and the issues he spoke on was pertinent. Yes, caller, welcome.
Afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my boy.
Grenada, what a beautiful country. Grenada, I wish I understand politics a little more and how things are run. And I hope for sure that we could just be honest for once in our life and see the wastage that was done by the former administration. All these monies that were wasted that could not be given account for. And now today, you have a government who are trying their best to use that money to build back Grenada, to do projects that are overdue, which the former administration could have taken up. We have a young, vibrant leader of vision, who's showing those who've been there, who've outgrown the position of what leading a country look like and what negotiation skills are like. You know, could you imagine having people in the past, even with the fall farm in that parish of St. Mark's, could not give him account of certain things. Not even a feather could have been seen. And many other things. So you have a government today who's trying their best. You should be praising this government. You really should be praising the Commission and his administration. Hi.
You notice I have made a lot of frontal, brutal attacks on the government, you know. I would like you to take on one of them, you know. Because every time you speak, you're going back to something, and so, but those frontal attacks I make on the government, I would like you to refute.
All right, so let us
take the Grenada Development Bank.
So let us talk. So you want us to talk?
Yeah, Grenada Development Bank.
So let us talk, Mr. Pierre.
Yeah, go on, Grenada Development Bank.
So let us talk. You have a prime minister, right, of the past, who've shown that he thought Grenada was his. And you saw the people act and voted in a government or a young man who is a patriot, who understands what is going on after 3 and something years in politics. And these are the things we have to try and understand. He made negotiation and with the African. He tried to link Africa. Got in contact with one of the most richest men in Africa.
Caller, you know that is the third. Caller. You know that is the third meeting with this African group.
Come again?
You know that is the third meeting with the African group.
But it shows that he has vision, because
but that is not the first
never saw that.
That is the third meeting.
Whether first, second, or third, it shows that he has vision, which the other or the former did not have. Isn't that true?
Okay, thank you, caller. I constantly say to people, don't bury your head in the sand. The NDC is in power 3 years. And we are going after NDC on the things they are doing now. And one of the things they're doing now is a poor negotiation skill that is attracting the wrath of the United States of America. You tell me about Fall Farm? And those information you have are not correct, but I don't want to link on that. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, my brother.
You know, every time this individual calls.
Yeah, but better we go ahead with...
No, but listen, here. You know, my problem is that he keep on trying to insult the intelligence of the Grenadian people. Because when someone would be calling and promoting such lies, let us look at the history of Grenada. Under Dr. Keith Mitchell, we look at the road, we look at electricity, at water. Just keep on counting. Just look around this country, right? Today, Grenada is in reverse. And he is trying to convince us. He don't believe what he's saying. And all he's doing is making himself a fool. And I think this is the perfect example of a goon. Because the question is, why would you be calling a radio station and telling such lies time after time after time?
Well, it is one of the aims of it is to get other people talking about what he says. and are forgetting the issues at hand. For instance, one of the trending issues now is the fact that the United States could put visa restriction on the government. And we are appealing to the government to be more tactful. And if he could get people not to speak about that and speak about him, then he is successful.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre, what I see now, Grenada is going down the road like Iran. And we're gonna pay the price for it. We're gonna pay the price because Donald Trump is no joker. And sooner or later, people are gonna ball in this country more than they are balling right now. Mr. Pierre, have a good day.
Yes, you see, we have to get NDC members to discuss some pertinent issues. Stop running. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Yes, Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Yes, scholar.
You have done an amazing analysis of the situation as it stands, historically and practically as it should work out in the given situation with the embargo placed on government ministers. Bishop tried to do that same kind of balance because you had a situation during Bishop time of the non-aligned movement where Cuba actually headed that situation, so that the whole problem between the Cold War of America and Russia was mitigated by what is called the non-aligned movement. Bishop was an integral part of that concept or philosophy in relative politics as it plays in international situations. So he was trying to do the balance. There was the radicals who killed him in the end, not understanding this such a thing, made a fool of the whole thing. So here comes you now, and one of your callers recognize that same thing to her. I haven't heard him call for a while, no. But when he called, he made this kind of good sense too. Because he was part of the knew what was going on. But at the same time, Mr. Pierre, and America should recognize and understand it, that there is a place called the United Nations headquarters in New York City. And that part of the world does not belong to America. It belongs to the whole world. So that ministers of government who are chosen to go to speak on the behalf of any country is permitted by nature of agreements. I put it that way because understanding should be thinking in the Americans here, in Marcus Rubio, and especially on Donald Trump. And the State Department need to understand that.
But Color, Iran goes to the United States and speak, you know. United States doesn't stop them.
So that's the point.
So the point the minister was making here.
The mere fact that they accept the place called United Nations headquarters is situated inside of America. They should not be. Trump should recognize that. Marcus Rubio should recognize that. The State Department.
But the United States has not even stopped Cuba from going and speak there.
But that's the point. So then, how you come with a statement saying that ministers of government of Grenada cannot come to America based on what?
They never said that. The Americans never said that, you know. Was the Minister of Foreign Affairs that said that? Yeah.
No, relax. I heard Mrs. Pierre say yesterday, that the first time I heard it, that the Minister of Foreign Affairs made a statement, and it's on Facebook or whatever, or social media, this kind of thing. I don't even see it yet. I don't hear him yet.
All right, okay.
I recognize that issue long before. The day after they put out the statement from the State Department, I said, well, that doesn't add up to anything that makes sense. And I've heard it over and over, you know, where sanction has been put on ministers in other countries. But because of crime, a whole lot of crime, In our situation, it's not because of crime. The State Department isn't recognizing and putting implication on the ministers of government in Grenada right now because of crime. But if they have been involved in some kind of crime and they're looking for them to be put to justice, fine. But here you have a situation. As much as the whole issue of the Sin Bank and so on become a non-issue at the same time. Because I'm glad you put that guy in his place. That's the third meeting that has been held relative to that issue. This is not new, like, in our initiative of Victor Mitchell and this kind of nonsense. They try, because it's a myth. Notice from the beginning, they try putting it out. So here we have a situation. We should not let and give credence to the American embargo ministers based on the fact that the Epstein Bank shouldn't be the biggest issue in the world. Or for us, I should say too. But at the same time, America needs to recognize that the privilege that people have, any country or countries, because of the headquarters of the United Nations, is seated in the United States. You cannot put embargo on ministers that they cannot come to America. You're revoking their visa and whatever. That doesn't make sense. That's where the whole thing becomes complicated. And Marcos Rubio,
I think we got to. I think we have to have more information on this thing, where this thing is going. I think it's good for us to have some more information on it, because it was not a question of preventing anybody from going to the United Nations. That is not under challenge.
You have to pass through the United States port.
Well, Iran goes to the United Nations.
Yeah, but this is where the thing becomes. This is what I'm pointing out to you. The complication of this whole thing. Marcos Rubio and Donald Trump is making themselves a set of fools.
Well, there is some strong language.
Fools more than anything else. And there needs to be the understanding of the whole issue.
All right, Colin.
But at the same time, too, Mr. Pierre, before I go, I know I take long so far, but in the given situation as we stand, this big emphasis on Epstein Bank as though we are connected to Africa automatically, and Grenadians become Africans, and Grenadians and Africans become Grenadians automatically. There's a whole set of explanation that need to be educating the people about relative to that Epstein Bank issue. This is a private institution. It doesn't have nothing to do with Africa per se. It has to do with an investment by the billionaire, the richest man in Africa, in Grenada situation. Simple. And we need to investigate that a little bit better. Take care, sir.
Yes, and interesting issues. And that was our last caller for the day. We have a caller on the line. Caller, you got punch.
Yes, Mr. Chum, good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I listen to all the callers, but I just call to ask America, please, to forgive us in Grenada here. Please forgive us. Doesn't matter, it's not all of us who are ungrateful and saying bad thing about America. So please, Mr. Donald Trump and all the others, forgive us, please. Mercy. Thank you.
Yes. I think that is the best approach. Forget them, because they know not what they're doing and what they say. United States is a powerful country. Small countries as ours, we have to be careful how we demele between the superpowers. And if the NDC don't know how to do that, ask Kit Mitchell. He was the one that renewed is the right word? Renew relationship with Cuba. And he bring Castro here, and he did not anger the Americans. So we must know how to demele. Don't go and beat your chest, the America. And when you're in politics, you don't go in politics to serve your interests. So your opinion don't count. You go there to serve Grenada's interests. And some of us that like Africa quite a lot, we must ask ourselves the question: what commodities, what crops, what service we are planning to export to Africa in the next 5 years? Because we get the impression that some people believe we could close down operation with the West and go to Africa and China and Cuba. What commodities, what crop are we planning to export to Africa within the next 5 years? You notice I didn't say tomorrow, because these things take time. But our politicians must take us in confidence and let us know what you're planning to export. Because you have to remember, tourism, and American and European tourists are the most important contributor to the tourism industry. Remuneration from America, one Gradient send back money. The St. George's University, export of our agriculture products, nutmeg and cocoa, fish and soursop, and about 20 other agriculture products that we could export to the U.S. market. And the CBI program that we've been getting millions and millions of dollars from, gratis the Americans. So if you decide to cancel that, you must tell our people, what is it that you're planning to export to Africa? And why can't you be tactful enough and diplomatic enough to maintain your old friends and make new ones? The government is not providing information. So some of the things we knowing, we don't know the details. And this is what warrants and give rise to speculation and rumors and much more questions. And we as a people must not bury our head in the sand. There is too much information around. We need to inform ourselves and hold discussion. I've said to the NDC authorities on very many occasions, you're doing yourself injustice by not providing information. You always have to play catch-up games. And you left your apologies, your politicos, and your political defenders, they starve for information. So they have to run away from the truth. They can't defend it. So at least the NDC must provide information for your people so they don't have to go after us personally. But they could maintain an argument that listeners could benefit from. And we always thank Real FM for hosting us and all those who participate in the program. And we encourage you to subscribe to Real FM, like our program, and share our program. Just by doing that, you are contributing to Real FM in a real practical way. And I want to thank my new technical operator this morning. Thank you very much. Yeah, we could go.
Clock hits 12, you know where to be.